Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. We are back here on deadline day, feeling ill. I told you the flu was catching up on me. Well, it's fully caught up on me and I feel rough. But hopefully there's going to be some, I don't know, some nice surprise for Manchester United today where we perhaps, I don't know, feel a bit better about it all. Let's get into it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. How you doing, Raven? Red Savina, Sanjay Ramatar, how you doing, David? Yes, get in there, you legend. PJ, everybody who's in here, how you doing? Let me see who else is in here. We've got Lito the Second. Yes, mate, get in there. Mystery Man, Steve Barrero, David Jewsnip. Oh, yes, Norwegian United fanatic. Gav's Highlight, get in. The Cake Cadet, how you doing, the Cake? Superstar, and everybody else who's in here. Daz Salford, hello. Do us a favour at the start of the stream, guys. Smash that like button on it. Give us a huge thumbs up. That'd be amazing. Give us a like spike and also share us around if you're that way inclined. You can give us a repost there on X if you fancy using the link pinned at the top of the live chat. Legends. Thank you so much there, Phil Berry. I appreciate you, lad. Yeah, well, you know, some sort of horrible lurgy. Nice one. Hey, thank you so much there, Jesse50. Or Ten Hag's United. Oh, mate. Seeing as you've just brought it up. I mean, look at this. I mean, Ten Hag has already been sacked. That's what you get, you Dodge Kojak Melt, for being shite. Oh, that has filled me with a little bit of joy today, I'll be honest. You know, you should never really celebrate in another person's downfall. But Erik Ten Hag, what an absolute complete waste, man. All right, fair enough, he did get a couple of trophies, but in doing so, spent 600 million, bought the worst players I've ever seen play for Manchester United, and languish us with them for years. And now we're only now finally being able to get rid of these melt bags, really, for a lot less money. So let's all get some laughing face emojis in there. For Dutch Kojak, Erik Ten Hag, he has been sacked. But he'll just go back to the Netherlands with a nice fat sack of cash, just like he did the last time when he got sacked off from Manchester United, except this time it won't be anywhere near as much money because last time he absolutely ruined Man United. So I've got no sympathy for Erik Ten Hag at all. He is gash as far as I'm concerned, and he is a large reason for why we are in the sort of position we're in now, where we finished 15th. Okay, fair enough, he only had us as low as 8th or whatever the hell it was, or wherever it was. But still, the rot set in largely due to a lot of the signings that this melter made. So Erik Ten Hag, you are truly a complete crumble job, lad. And good luck to you in the doll queue, my son. Hey-oh! Looking rough today, feeling rough, Indy. Feeling real rough. I am, mate. I'm feeling rough, lad. I've got the flu. Feeling gash. Feeling awful, mate, in fact. But I'm here. I'm here to do a cheeky little afternoon live stream. Anyway, I've got to take Mrs. P to the doctor's about 4:10. That's when her appointment is, because she's also really ill as well. We're really ill, guys. It's gash. Although I'm not as bad as her, so she's pretty ill. But anyway, I've got to take her there a bit later. Then I'll be back on once I'm back from like 6 p.m. just to see what happens during the last hour of the transfer window. So obviously the transfer window shuts at 7 p.m. tonight rather than the usual 11 p.m. So we should be on there. Yeah, we will be on there from about 6 p.m. to see what happens at the end of the transfer window. But we've got the latest news as it breaks, maybe over the next hour as well. Thank you, Indy. I appreciate that, you legend. How many hours left? Well, just over 4, lad. Yeah, it's open till 7 p.m. Did she watch Grimsby? Maybe that's what's done it. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Cake and everyone. Right, let's get stuck into the latest news then, guys. Yeah, do us a favour. Hit that like button on it if you're just getting in the stream. Smash the subscribe if you're new. Get involved. Big ups to the sponsors. Check the links in the descriptions. Match Bingo and OK Jerseys. Get in there, you legends. Right, let's get into it then. So, big news today. I'm a bit slow on the uptake, but big news today. Manchester United agree €21 million plus add-ons deal with Royal Antwerp for Senne Lammens. Here we go. Agreement in place for Belgian goalkeeper to join Manchester United immediately. Deal set to be sealed after medical. Deal also included add-ons, and that's as per David Ornstein reports. So Senne Lammens is the choice for Manchester United. Martinez, it seems, like we're not going to get him as well. I think we should, but it does seem like we're probably not going to get him as well. At the moment, there's discussions with Martinez and Galatasaray over in Turkey. Fab reporting a couple of hours ago that after United proceeding with Senne Lammens' deal, solutions are being explored for Dibu Martinez. Argentina goalkeeper being discussed with Galatasaray in the recent hours. So it does not seem like we're going to get both of these goalkeepers. It just seems like we're going to get one, and we've made our decision, and we've gone and got Senne Lammens. That's what it seems like from my perspective anyway. Obviously, I would be very surprised and also elated if we could also get Martinez before the end of the window, but I don't think that's going to happen, guys. Yes or no, do you think we're even going to try for Martinez? I would like to think Man United have enough bottle in that area. Think about it. Bayender and Onana are both wrong uns. They're crap. They need to be moved on. So if you get rid of those guys and maybe get somebody in like Lammens to be a backup and Martinez to be your number one for the next few years, then you're going to just sort your goalkeeper position right out. That's what we should be doing, really, is getting rid of the proven complete melt jobs and adding a bit of quality depth there. But we won't do that. No, we won't do that. We'll just end up getting old cheapo Lammens. A lot of people were well happy about this. Not me, really. Obviously, I'm happy that he's coming in to replace Flubberhand Onana. He's a calamity. But I'm also not happy that I see Donnarumma's gone to City. He's the best keeper in the world. So they've just gone and got a better keeper, I think, than what we've got. Martinez, with the experience that he has in the Prem and World Cup winner and all the rest of it, I find that he would be probably a more safe bet, an option for us right now as well, rather than just going to go spend 21 million euros on some 23-year-old goalie who does look really good, but essentially he's coming over from a Belgian pitchfork-wielding Farmers League. And it's very difficult, really, to say how he's going to do in the Premier League. So I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be better than what we've got, and he looks good. But there's no guarantees of that, is there? There's no guarantees of that. He could shart it. So I'm a little bit concerned. I think we've probably made the wrong decision on this one, because we were in for Martinez, and obviously Senne Lammens is a lot cheaper. Wages are way cheaper. Price tag's way cheaper. He's obviously got the longevity, being only 23 years of age. But what he has zero of is experience. He has zero experience when it comes to top-level football. Martinez has been winning World Cups, winning Golden Gloves, playing in the Prem. So he has big experience. Donnarumma just won the Champions League, been playing for Italy for, nigh on a decade. He's been playing professional football since he was 16, and he's 26 now. That is a top signing, in my opinion. And City have gone and got themselves a great signing. And we've missed out on Martinez there just to go and try and get somebody cheaper. I think it's a bit shite, to be honest with you guys. I know everybody's buzzing their tits off about Lammens. I just keep it real and say how I honestly feel. This is a complete meh out of 10 for me, this one. I just, okay, great. Let's get rid of Flubberhands, Bayender and Onana. Senne Lammens seems like a good player for the future, definitely. If you look at his clips, everybody looks good in clips, but if you look at the clips of him shot stopping and all the rest of it, he looks good. He looks real good. But you know what he doesn't look really good doing? Stopping Premier League teams from scoring. That's not what he's ever had the experience of doing. We don't know yet. By the way, he may well be absolutely awesome, and that's obviously what I'm hoping for, guys. But I've got a concerned feeling deep down in the piggy loins that we're asking for a little bit of trouble with that sort of a signing, rather than going for somebody like a Martinez, over someone like a Lammens. So I'm a little bit disappointed, guys. But let's ask the live chat. Maybe I'm way off base. Let's ask the live chat, just who would you prefer to have seen Manchester United sign at the end of this window? Should have been at the start of the window, mind you. But at the end of this window, would it have been Lammens or Martinez? I know we've got Lammens now. But Lammens or Martinez, who would you have gone for? For me, I would have paid the extra money. I would have paid the extra wages for the proven experience that a shithouse like Martinez brings to the table. By the way, we've got a new member of the channel. He's a sausage soldier. Upgraded the old membership to the sausage soldiers. Thank you, Norwegian United fanatic. Guys, get some bloody love in there, please. They only watch the highlight reels. That's what I'm saying, lad. Get some love in there for Norwegian United fanatic, please, guys. Honestly, I think we've cheaped out. We've cheaped out, guys. We've gone for the budget option again. I'm not having the Belgian Pro League, mate. No. Yeah, there's some great players come out of the Belgian Pro League, but is it realistic to think that you can just slot in from playing from Royal Antwerp to going to play for Manchester United in the Prem and just instantly be fine? I think there's going to be an adaptation period that takes place. There's going to be obviously this guy having to learn and develop and get the experience as he goes, to learn on the job, so to speak. And that's not really what you want. You want someone to come in who's just ready-made. Like we talked about what the Edwin van der Sar signing meant to us back in the day. This is not that. This is like the David De Gea signing, I guess you could argue, right? But David De Gea was 18 when he came in. He struggled for a year or so physically, big time, and just adapting to the Premier League. We don't have time for that. I know De Gea was immense long-term, and this guy has potential to be immense long-term. But we do not have time for that, guys, to watch this guy learn and develop on the job. Yeah, I know. Fuming. Surely best option here was Martinez loan. That's twice for to have loan players they should have bought from us and not pay us back the other way. Fuming. No offence to Lammens. Hey, no offence to Lammens, and Lammens may well be good. But like we said, I don't think it's the sensible option when you could just go and get someone who's more proven to do it. And what we need is someone who's pretty proven to do it. Indy Poundland option agreed. Fair enough. Matt Hayward says, Pig, sorry, mate, but Martinez is gash and ain't indifferent to Onana, so made mistakes and Villa happy to let him leave. Matt Hayward, do you know what, though? You're talking about someone who is literally a World Cup winning Golden Glove winner. You're talking about somebody who has years of experience on the clock, who has many years left because he's only 32, who's been literally playing in the Premier League. And you're saying that we should go for somebody who has as much experience with crushing grapes with his feet to make bottles of fucking wine as he does playing in goal for the in the Premier League. You know, he's got no experience, mate. In all fairness, he is Belgian. He may well have some experience in grape crushing, but in regards to Premier League goalkeeping, he has none. So yeah, this guy, great signing, great one for the future. I'd be buzzing if we got this guy and a ready-made number one keeper. I'd be buzzing. See you later on, Onana. See you later on, Bayender. We've got our new number two backup, clearly established, and one for the future. And we've got our new number one sorted. But actually, what we've gone and done is just basically bottled it and gone for the cheapest option. And do you know what? We shouldn't have even gone and got Martinez. Martinez isn't even the one. Do you know who was the one? Donnarumma was the one. Goodness me, we're never going to have a better opportunity to sign Donnarumma. Oh, I can hear the people saying, oh, yeah, but you wouldn't have gone to Man United. You never really know. We didn't even try. You've got to try. We're a huge club. We can still attract good players. We can still pay well. So who's to say that you wouldn't have been interested in Man United, especially if we'd have pounced on it straight away a few weeks back. But, oh, no, there's us pulling our plonkers yet again and going for the budget Oxfam option. It's piss poor, mate. Honestly, I'm fuming about it, really. It's only the fact that I'm so ill today that's holding me back. But I'm pissed off, guys, with this. Even though I think Lammens is going to be really decent, there's still a chance that he won't be. And he still doesn't have experience. Whatever you want to say. It's a gamble is what I'm saying. He could be great, but it's a gamble. So United have gambled rather than going to get somebody proven. Debu was the better shout, says Samakonda. I feel you on that one. Yeah, it wasn't the plan to sign Premier League proven players this winter. Apparently it was, but apparently we'd rather go and take a chance on a Belgian farmer lad. Lammens, both. See, both's the answer. Both would have been great. Trafford, Martinez, both. Donna's the one, man. Donna's the actual one. Martinez is the oven-ready goalkeeper. Lammens could do with a year stepping in for cups. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. It would make sense if we could get both. Wouldn't it be amazing if we get both? I guess we could still get both, technically speaking. That could happen. It's just very unlikely. You've heard a few people say Martinez wasn't really even an upgrade on Onana. I don't understand these people. They're looking at a couple of stats from one season. Goodness me, I've seen him do some much more, impressive things than Andre Onana, much more consistent. Yeah, there might be the odd errors in there stats-wise. All goalkeepers are going to have stats, that have a few, they're going to make a few errors. But he passes the eye test a lot better than Andre Onana. He's a lot more confident. He's a lot more commanding. He would have been a big upgrade. And not the perfect one. The perfect one would have probably been Donnarumma. But, we didn't go for him. We didn't bother. Thank you, everyone who smashed that like button, by the way. We've got 100 likes on the stream. Big ups, you heroes. Thank you, everyone who smashed that like. Keep hitting that like button if you haven't done so, and subscribe if you're new. Lammens never rated Martinez. De Gea, well, yes, that would have been the one, lad. Donnarumma and Martinez. Yeah. Got to be better than 200 biscuit hands, mate. True. Give me a glass of lemonade. Martinez, best days behind him. Not really, chappie. He's 32. Like, that's the best. For a goalkeeper, his best days are ahead of him, chappie. I don't really understand that. I think the best years of goalkeeper are 30 to 36, 37. You know, he's just more experienced than ever now, really. Martinez for me, Lammens, Martinez, another Onana. The videos I've seen of Lammens, he couldn't catch a cold in January. Well, this is the thing. I'm not interested in videos. We don't watch the Belgian Pro League. Maybe there's a few Belgians in here. Shout out to the Belgian posse. Who do actually watch the Belgian Pro League. But most of us, we're not watching the Belgian Pro League. So we're not seeing this guy week to week how good he actually is. You can make him look good or you can make him look bad via a compilation clip. Or clips, you know, but we don't actually know. Again, it's a big risk. 100% Lammens. So happy for Lammens. In fact, Villa were trying to offload Martinez to sign Lammens themselves. Sees it all. I don't know about that one, you know, Gavin. I think it's just more or less the fact that they are in PSR shite financially as well. And also, you know, think about the wages that Martinez is on compared to what Lammens is wanting. You know, we've gone for the cheap option here, but that's why they would have wanted to do that as well. Because apparently Martinez wanted to leave them anyway earlier on the window. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this guy's a heck of a lot cheaper. So it makes sense, doesn't it? If they're going to get rid of someone, they've got financial issues to try and sign someone who's dirt cheap in terms of his wages and his fee. So I don't know about that. It's just more of it's a downgrade, if you ask me, for Villa if they were going to have gone and got him. But, you know, and it's a downgrade for us, in my opinion. Potentially in a year or two's time, we might not be saying that. We might be saying Lammens is the man. What a signing. But right now, he is unproven in the Premier League, and I can't have a conversation with anyone who says that he's definitely going to be good, because we don't know that yet. We only know what we know in regards to his performances in the Belgian Pro League, and that is a big difference to the Premier League. Yep, Daz Solver says, I wanted Emmy just for his cock celebration at the World Cup. Exactly. We've missed out on a guy who humps a Golden Glove trophy. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a big loss for us. That's the sort of attitude we need. And we've also missed out on the Martinez brothers, a.k.a. the Bash brothers, a.k.a. the Argentinian shithousers who have won the World Cup together. The Martinez boys. I'm talking Emmy Martinez, I'm talking the Butcher. I'm talking the Butcher Martinez. Do you know what I mean? Imagine those boys together at the back smashing fools up. Oh, we've missed out on some full-on Argentine shithousery there. And I'm annoyed. That would have been good. We need some... You know, some nasty bastards in there, if you ask me. Everybody's too nice. Gungshi, thank you so much for getting in. How are you getting on the Don? He says, hi there, Pig. I still reckon we should have gone back in for De Gea. Completely agree. That would actually have been my number one choice, really. We've been talking about Donnarumma, but De Gea would have been much cheaper. De Gea also knows the club. We know De Gea. It's like, yeah, he's the most ready-made, experienced person that we could have really gone and got in there. So I agree with you, but I don't even know why we haven't explored it. Perhaps we did behind the scenes, and maybe there was just a no from the other end. But definitely agree with you, Gungshi. That would have made us a lot more solid to have a proper shot stopper in the team and somebody that we already know and love. It would have made a heck of a lot of sense. But instead, no, we've gone and got old squeezy lemons. You know what I mean? Xander, thank you so much there for the $5 super chat. He says, at least he won't be up against any world-class strikers in his first game. Checks notes. Hang on. Oh, Sandy, you bring up a great point. So obviously it's the international break now, but when we're back, we're playing the likes of City Scummers and the Chelsea Scummers. You're right, Shanda. I mean, to be fair, though, let's just look at it on the positive side of things. We won't be seeing Andre Onana or Bayender in that game if this guy is playing, obviously. That's the positive. He can't be any worse than them. That's what I think. Anyway, I hope that's the case. Imagine if this guy turns out to be even worse. God, I can't even think about that. This is why sometimes you've got to pay the extra money and get someone who is proven and does have the experience, because you know more so what you're going to get. With this guy, he could actually be the next Massimo Taibbi. We might have signed the next Massimo Taibbi here, guys. Who really knows? Can he handle the pressure of the Premier League? Can he handle the level? That's what we're going to find out. Big up, Sander. I appreciate you, lad, for your super chat there. I do. I need a hot honey and lemons. I do, mate. Need a cheeky little lamb sip. You know what I mean? Oh, you're glad we've got Lammens, Martinez, and Loudmouth RG. Yeah, fair enough, Malps. Okay. Well, yeah, I like that, though. I like the fact he's a bit of a shithouse. Not the RG part, but I like the fact that he's a bit of a shithouse. And he's going to, you know, command his back line and ruffle opposition's players and all that sort of stuff. I don't mind that at all. You know, like I said, we've got too many nice guys. Yeah, well, that's another thing. We absolutely have to offload Andre Onana. He's surely not going to want to be here. Well, the question is this, right? This is what I'm worried about as well, Chris. Now, I know it makes sense just to say, well, we've signed Lammens, he's got to be the number one because Andre's shite and Beyender's shite. But just imagine a reality where we're signing Lammens as a 21 million euro cheap option on low wages. And we've told him, you're going to be the backup, mate. Could you imagine that? So he's coming in and Andre is going to be competition. I don't even want to think of that reality where he's coming in to be the backup to Andre. No, guys. I can't possibly imagine. That's obviously not the case. But yeah, with Andre, I mean, it's much more realistic. There could be maybe a loan deal thrown together at some point to try and maybe get him on, because now we obviously are going to get a new goalie who's hopefully going to be the number one to replace Andre. Surely there's no games in the team for Andre, and he's surely going to want to go somewhere else, at least on a season-long loan or something. Yeah, Chris Goose says it's weird actually that you're doing a news show on the goalie. The Flying Pig on our rants compilation popped up randomly on my YouTube feed this morning. I hope there's not another Lammens one coming soon. Well, that's it. We're taking a risk by doing so. If we'd have gone and got somebody like Donnarumma, you're not taking so much of a risk. You are paying a lot more money, but you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting, guys, pretty much. It's like what we're doing really here is we're buying a car, okay, we're buying a car on eBay. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you could get a great car on eBay if you just buy a car. I don't know. Oh, what's that? Well, there's a car up. There's a fucking Ford Transit or something up in Nottinghamshire for a good price. Seems good. Okay. But, oh, what's that? Oh, it doesn't have a logbook. Oh, no. Oh, it's not MOT'd. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's why it's so cheap then, is it? Oh, okay. Could be really good, or it could be a complete fucking lemon. Oh, no. Lemmon's the lemon. You know what I mean? It could be a complete freaking lemons. You know what I mean? Whereas if you go and you get one that has an MOT, that's just passed its MOT, that has the MOT for a year, that has, a history, service history, all that sort of stuff. You might have to pay more for it, but you're not taking the risk. And that is what I would liken it to, really. We've cheaped out. We've gone for, a potential clapped out, for Renault Megane. We've gone for a clapped out Renault Megane when we could have gone for like a Ferrari. Yes, it would have cost a lot more money. I don't know, guys. We'll see. But hopefully he does turn out to be a gem. Like I say, sometimes you could buy a shitty car on eBay and you get there and it's a banger. It turns out to banger. I guess that could happen. Oh, don't say that big. Can't be doing with reality where Lammens is number 2 to Onana. I know. I can't even think of that either. You never wanted to see Flubberhand 1 and 2 in a United shirt ever. Yeah, you'd recall Vitek. That's a great shout as well. Yeah, we could do a lot worse. Denzel Washington, how you doing? We'll get onto that in a moment. What an absolute scum piece. Thank you, Luke CX, you legend, for getting in here with a super chat, Luke. Thank you so much. He says, hi, Piggy. Whilst 2 of the 3 problem areas were addressed, it seems like an afterthought with Sesko and Lammens. 6th position unaddressed. Weird. Yeah, we'll see if there's going to be anything happening in the next hours, maybe. 4 hours left. It's officially 4 hours left of the transfer window just now, guys. Just turning 3 p.m., so we've got 4 hours left. We'll see if they will go for someone in the midfield position. I don't think so. Yes or no, live chat, do we go for a midfielder before the end of the window? I don't think so, but we have been linked to a few. There's a Stiller lad, a Goumet, Wharton. Obviously, I guess you could say Belabor still, although he played the other day and he's just, too much money. But, I guess I wouldn't feel bad about Lammens signing instead of Martinez if they signed Belabor. If they went and spent 100 million on Belabor, I would understand why they've cheaped out on the goalie position. So we might be surprised yet. That's it. We can't really judge it just yet. It does seem like, there's still maybe some business that can be done, but it's going to be a surprise at this stage. Nice one, Luke CX. I appreciate you, lad. This is a panic buy, risky. We'll see how it plays out. Martinez could have been shite too. Well, less so. I mean, you're talking about a World Cup Golden Glove winner, somebody with Premier League proven experience for Villa. He's a decent keeper. Lammens could be a pair. Yeah, Villa re-signed Martinez. What do you mean? They signed him up to a new contract, Villa? Are you sure that wasn't fake? I saw something from Slow Sports News just before I went live. Are you sure that wasn't fake about them signing up to a new deal there? Because if they've signed him up to a new contract, then that's weird. I mean, I last heard that obviously Galatasaray is interested in with him at the moment. It seems like Villa are desperate to try and get rid of him. They need to balance some books, obviously. They need to try and get some money in. They've had a piss poor window, obviously, both in and out. Yeah. Ten Hag, 2 games. I think even the Lucas Paqueta deal broke down, didn't it? So they were looking to sign Lucas Paqueta. Although, I think, haven't they signed Harvey Elliott now? I saw something like that while I was having a toilet just a short while ago. That's what. Oh, okay. Billy says it's fake news. Martinez been linked with Gallo. Well, Fabrizio Romano's reporting it. You know what I mean? Fabrizio saying that that's the case. He said after United proceeding with Senne Lammens deal, solutions are being explored. Argentina goalkeeper being discussed with Galatasaray. So, look, if Fab said it, to be fair, there's probably some basis towards it. Thank you, Ethan Mitchell. Oh, shit. Ethan, you just joined the Bacon Brigade as a member of the channel. I'm sorry, I missed that, there, lad. Trying to find out, I don't know. But thank you so much there, Ethan Mitchell, you don. Get some big love in there for Ethan. Thank you for becoming a member, lad. I appreciate you. Always love the content. Always look forward to your content. Thank you so much, Ethan Mitchell. You're a don, aren't you? Yes, you are. Fellaini would be a boss in our current midfield. He'd pretty much be one of our best players. The sad reality is. And he was average as fuck at the time. But right now, he actually would be a decent option. At least he made things happen and tried. Belgians next door to the Netherlands. Lemons is our Van der Sar regen. Okay, I like that. Lammens, the Lemons, trade market pig. We got good fans in Nottinghamshire. Probably the best fans in the country. Hey, yeah, fair enough. But I'm just saying, if you're buying unseen, and it's not like he's unseen. It's not a fair comparison, obviously. But if you're thinking of someone like Martinez, we know Martinez. He's in his prime for a goalie, and he's experienced. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome if we got Baleba. Or someone like Wharton. If they're going to spend big now, I understand cheaping out on the goalie position. But they have to get midfield. Do you know what the most annoying thing about this transfer window for me is? Is that they absolutely should have got a goalie and a midfielder as a top priority. And that should have been done at the start of the window. Not scratching around at the end of the window. Why did we go and get all those number 10s at the start of the window and stuff? Weird. That should have been done later, as it wasn't the most key position for us to really strengthen. We should have gone and got a goalie early doors. And also, obviously, a striker, of course. But a midfielder was of paramount importance. So I don't know why we are apparently waiting for the last few hours of the window to try. Doesn't seem like we even will for a midfielder, to be fair, but we'll see. You've also seen that Malacia loan deal to Elka is off. What a load of shit, lad. When life gives you lemons. Interesting stuff. Man United needs a prayer and many lemons. You're still a believer. I like it. We got a good deal with Lammens. Well, we did. He's cheap. He's good. Yeah, he's a cheap, good option, mate. I'm sure he'll be good. But actually, I'm not sure. It's still a gamble, but it's a cheap deal for the price. There is no risk involved, really. You smashed the like. I also got to say this, Andre, and if we're not talking about football, he's kind of sexy. Wow. I did not expect to be reading that comment out today. But, fair play, Andre Onana. He's a handsome bastard, mate. I'll give him that. Let's see how Lammens deals with Maguire. We ain't getting a midfielder, says the Cape Cadet. No, I'm very sceptical as well. I don't think so, lad. Right, let's get on with the rest of the news here. Hi there, Y7Z. If you're just getting in here, lads, smash the likes, give us a thumbs up, share us around, get yourself subscribed to the channel. We're on our way to 94,000 subscribers. Yes, he did, and now he's destroyed Leverkusen and been sacked off straight away. Ollie to Leverkusen, what's that? No. Okay, let's talk about this then. So, Jadon Gascho. Hallelujah! Get the fuck out of there, Jadon. Oh, shit. Sorry. Jadon Sancho to Aston Villa. Here we go. Deal in place on initial loan from Man United. Green light from United. This obviously earlier on this morning. Get to fuck Jadon Gascho. Yes, mate. One of the biggest parasites of this football club is actually out the door, finally. Obviously, we won't be seeing him again after this, but it is just a loan deal, isn't it? Pretty sure it's a loan deal. Initial loan from Man United. So initial loan there. I thought he only had a year left on his contract. How can you loan a player that has a year left on his contract? An initial loan? What the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, in a year's time, he comes back and then he's a free agent. What? Anyway, fair enough. But, yeah, it's better than having him around the gaff. Villa, it sorts them out as well because they're not having to pay very much. They're just covering wages here. They are skint, remember. So they're trying to just balance the books a little bit. It fits into what they're trying to do. I'm surprised they want him, in all honesty. I'm surprised because he's got a shite attitude. Villa might have a bit of a gash season this season if they're going to get guff players like Jadon Sancho to come in and help them in their ranks. Goodness me. And also, you look at them last night, they got absolutely pumped and dumped, mate, by Palace. Absolutely pumped and dumped. So, you know, it might be a tricky season for Emery and co, based on the fact they haven't really been truly able to strengthen. Yes, maybe Harvey Elliott here, whatever, Sancho. But it is a shite window. They're going to lose one or two players as well. Dibu Martinez, the goalie, out the door, etc., potentially. So, but yeah, I don't get why they would want him. But they have got him. I guess it's just because it's a cheap deal. It's a body, end of the day. It's a body. So there you go. He has gone to Aston Villa. See you later on, Jadon Gashcho. Can't stand you. Probably the most hated Manchester United player for the last few years from my perspective. You know, you can say what you want about people like Slabbo Maguire, but goodness me, I would worship the ground Slabby walks on compared to someone with the attitude of Jadon Sancho, where he really can't be asked. And has just really done nothing for us. So, yeah, see you later on. You are Gash. You'll go down as one of the truly worst signings in Manchester United history. 73 million smackaroonies down the shitter. Few £100,000 a week over the course of a contract. He's stolen a living at Manchester United. Really, he should be reported to the authorities. He is an actual thief when it comes. He's a football thief, this twat. And somehow he's managed to sneak in through the window of Aston Villa here as well. No doubt he'll piss them off too. So there you go. Good riddance to bad news. Jadon Gashcho is out the door, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? Yeah. Luke CX, thank you for your super chat, lad. He says, hi, Piggy. For Man United, what transfer, in or out, are you most excited about? Similarly, most disappointed about. Same as above for all clubs. For all clubs? I'm not on it to discuss Manchester United. I ain't doing a fucking all clubs thing right now. I'll probably do a standalone own video on that. I'm not going through 40 different players. Who's the best fucking player? Who's the worst player of every fucking club, mate, in this vid? I'll do that in another separate video, I reckon. That's all right, ball ache. But Luke, nice one, lad. So for Man United, though, I will say my favourite signing so far, or the player that I'm most excited to look and to see, is definitely Bryan Mbeumo. Bryan Mbeumo looks brilliant so far. He actually does look like a proper baller for us. He's just a no-nonsense hard worker. I don't see how he can really go wrong. He's talented. He works hard on the pitch. He seems professional, seems nice. So I think he's going to be a good success story at Manchester United early doors. Plus, he's already got a couple of goals. You know, he's not had a bad start himself at all at Man United. You know, people talking about us having a failure of a start. If you actually take that Grimsby game out of it, it's not terrible. The Grimsby game, yes, it's an absolute embarrassment and it should never be happening, losing to a League Two side like that. If you take that out of it, we were good against Arsenal and unlucky. We didn't do well against Fulham, but we didn't get beat. And then we've done up Burnley and won the game, and we were on 4 points, one more than Pep City. So if you just look at that as it is, we haven't done that badly, and Mbeumo's done pretty well. So I think Mbeumo personally is going to be very excited. Obviously Cunha too, but he's just picked up an injury. I'm most excited about watching Mbeumo play for us, to be fair. And I'm the least excited to watch Senne Lammens, in all fairness. Senne Lammens. Just simply because I think he might be shite. I've got a bad feeling that he might be shite in the Premier League, at least for a while. Perhaps long-term this guy's going to be great. But I can't expect him to just slot in there when he's not got the experience of the top-level football or Premier League football. I cannot really expect him to just slot in there and be the ready-made keeper we've been missing. Honestly, I just can't see it. I expect him to be better than what we've got. Otherwise, why would we even be going in and getting this guy right now? Really, why? So I know he's going to be decent, but again, I haven't watched the Belgian Pro League. I don't watch it on the weekly, so I don't really see how this guy performs. I've seen clips and he looks great. So what? You could actually make a compilation clip of Andre Onana, make him look like best keeper in the world. It's easy, you know. It doesn't really show anything. I'm not educated enough with the experience enough of watching him play in the Belgian Pro League to really form an opinion, in all honesty. I just have to say that I think he's going to be good based on what I've seen and heard, but ultimately he could turn out to be another flop, man. So actually, you know what? Scrap that. I am looking forward to seeing him because it means that we're not going to see Andre Onana play for Man United. So I am looking forward to seeing Senne Lammens. You know, if we're talking about the other player, I don't know. I mean, Sesko's looked shite so far, but I'm also very excited to see how he is actually going to do once he's sort of settled in. But he is looking a bit shite so far, isn't he? Looks like Veghorst 2.0. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thank you so much for your super chat there. Appreciate you, lad. Yes, Mikhail Kramer. Good luck, Villa. EA26 will be out soon. Oh, apparently he's good at FIFA, though. Yeah, well, there you go. As much as I don't rate Slabbo, he deserves a million times more respect. than the likes of Sancho, 100%. United are paying some of Sancho wages at Villa as well. I'm not surprised. Of course we have to there, really, Gavs. He's on a few $100,000 a week. There's no way Villa are going to pay it. Yeah, no, that was always going to be... I've basically called this since day one, pretty much, which is that Sancho will just sack it off until the right at the end of the window. He'll leave for peanuts, probably on a loan deal, and will end up paying a decent percentage of his wages because nobody will take him on otherwise. And paying, say, 30 or 40 or 50% of his wages is better than paying 100% of his wages for a player who's going to be trading on his own. You know, so I called it. He's a scumbag. It's easy to call because he's that sort of scummer. He was waiting on for the move that he wanted, the move that gets him the most money, the move that gets him the same money that he's on at United. And this move gets him the same money that he's on at United because obviously we will be making up the rest of it. Don't lie, Pig. You know Saturday night, date night for you and Mrs. P's watching the Belgian Pro League. Royal Antwerp sponsored by Circus. Are they really? Oh, dear. Anything was better than Onana in the Grimsby game. So true, so true. I mean, this guy is going to be better. Yeah, Lammens will be a breath of fresh air. No, you're not wrong. I changed my answer, but I still am holding out a bit of judgment there for Lammens. You don't care if the Glazers are paying him to play for Villa. The important thing is getting the poison out of the dressing room. Definitely there, Mikhail, yes. And some money saved is better than no money saved as well. I am on later, so I've got to take Mrs. P to the doctors in about 45 minutes or so. But then when we get back, hopefully they don't have us waiting for ages. When I get back about 6 p.m, I'll jump on for the last hour of the transfer window and we'll see if there's anything that goes on. Thank you so much for smashing the like button there, Tony. You had a dream yesterday that this mug, Thomas Kuszczak, just saved Messi's last penalty in the World Cup 26 final and ran away with the title, mate. That's odd, mate. Is he even still playing for Russia, is it? Yeah, he was Russian, weren't he? Russia even in the World Cup? They're not, are they? Yeah, that dream's not coming true. Thank you, Tony, very much for smashing that like there. That is a weird dream. They're paying up to 80%. Okay, well, that's better than a kick in the anus, yeah. Yeah, now we've got a goalie, and even though he's unproven, I'd give this window a 5 out of 10, considering we've got rid of the players that needed to go. Yeah, I'm on the same. I mean, obviously, let's just get on to the rest of the news. Sorry, guys, I've sort of missed all today. I've had a mare. Let's just do a quick rundown of what's happened. So, like, Antony has gone to Real Betis now. I'm actually happy with this deal in the end. You know, we were worried about maybe only being able to do some sort of loan guff deal. Well, United stood firm there, and we sort of got what we want. I know we paid 85 million for this twat, so it's a complete loss. But if you think about it, this is not a bad deal considering, really. It could have been better, but it also could have been a lot worse. Antony to Betis is 22 million euros plus 3 million euros fee. So 25 million euros, about 20 million quid. But we have a sell-on clause of 50% on the profit for the future sale. So it could be worth a bit more for us in the future, you know. So obviously it's good to see the back of him as well. Compared to Sancho, though, this guy's a saint. But also, you know, this guy's made it pretty clear of his desires to leave and join Real Betis and not wanting to be at United anymore. So you know what? Fuck this guy and all. He was crap. I still feel like there was some dodgy, like, I don't know, dodgy antics going on there with the likes of Erik ten Hag, bringing him over to United for the money that he did and then not being interested to try and re-sign him for dirt cheap over at Leverkusen. Doesn't really add up. No wonder he got fucking sacked, you know. But, yeah, it doesn't really add up. But there you go, 25 million euros and a 50% sell-on clause of the profits. Well, we're linked to a few James, you know. There's the Wharton link, there's the Belava link, there's the Agume link, there's the Stiller link, but nothing quite prominent at the moment coming through. I'll keep an eye on what's going on in the transfer news as it's coming out today. Let me just go and have a little look, see if there's anything big from the top journos here. Mark Gahey, £35 million move to Liverpool from Palace Anderson to be a minute. Can we just talk about Liverpool for a second? What a bunch of absolute scumbags. They've had an epic window. They won the league and they've had an absolutely epic window, haven't they? What are they doing? They signed Ekitike and Isaac and Wirtz. Those few players in it alone is crazy. And then Kirkes and Frimpong. Goodness me, Liverpool have absolutely cooked everyone. They've spent so much money, but fair play to them. They've also recouped a fair bit of money as well from player sales. Luis Diaz going out, Sharkwin Punes going out, Harvey Elliott. You know, these are the sorts of players, you know, so their net spend is actually not even crazy. It's still a lot of money, but their net spend is actually not crazy. Liverpool have absolutely cooked this transfer window. What a bunch of scumbags, you know? Oh, Xavier, thank you so much for getting in here raw. with the raw super chat there, Xavier. He says, give Onana another chance. Where? In what? Where down in the canteen, mate? Is he going to be washing dishes alongside Doris, the dishwasher? You know, what are you suggesting? Give him another chance at what, mate? You know, I hope you're not saying he should be playing right now for us, mate. He's fucking awful. Oh, sorry, yeah, Polish, not Russian. Oh, okay. Yeah, but he doesn't still play, does he? Surely not. He was Polish. Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Nice one. Rage bait. Put a rage bait there. Please no, says Bogar. Yeah, I'll give Maguire a raise. Please no. Yeah. Where are the articles about Liverpool spending that much? Well, their net spend isn't crazy, is it? There's scumbags. Gacy auto-loaded. Gahey. I know, Gahey's a great signing as well. Did you see Gahey's goal last night? Gahey is a great signing for them, 100%. Wirtz will flop and Isaac's just Peter Crouch. I don't know about that, Solitude God. I have to fundamentally disagree. And actually, Crouchy was a great player, to be fair. Give Maguire the... Just obviously not top tier, but he was a great player. Give Maguire the captain ban and a raise again. Just reading Conor Gallagher to United as a possibility. That's interesting. That is interesting. I would say no, personally, on that one. That's what happens when you are successful and win the big prizes. Belabor incoming. Send him to Grimsby. Absolutely. Crouch was a good player. I mean, he kind of gets overlooked because he was a bit of a gangly strangeling. But what a player, to be fair. Yeah, just unload both of them, Flubbers, and recall Vitek, or sign Martinez as our no guide. Well, I would love that. Imagine if we still ended up signing Martinez and we'd signed Martinez and Lammens and we get rid of Onana and Bayender. That's the best scenario in my book. That would actually be amazing if they did that. But they're not going to do that. Surely they're just getting Lammens. You know, you probably don't care, but we just loaned Jackson to Bayern for 11 million loan fee and the obligation to buy. Well, that's good for you, I guess. Or is it? You know, it's good for, I guess if there's an actual obligation, then that is good for you, yeah. Cheeky loan for Gallagher at the death. Maybe a loan deal. I'll take him on a loan deal, definitely. Take him on a loan deal. I mean, how much would he cost from a non-loan deal perspective? I'm not so sure about that. But anyway, have a cheeky little look at this, right? So as we mentioned, Martinez to Galatasaray is still linked. Still a rumours. Now, hang on. Sorry, I had something here that I wanted to talk about other than these main stories, but I think I've shut the bed and not put it on here and now I've forgotten. Never mind. What other big stories has happened, guys, last few hours in regards to Manchester United? No, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, Sancho to Villa, Antony to Betis, Gashmus Boyland. Obviously, Gashmus Boyland to Napoli is still expected to happen in some capacity before the end of the window. I forgot to mention that. So Gashmus Boyland should be going to Napoli. Probably will be a loan move, perhaps with an obligation to buy. But that should get done before the end of the window. Or he may well get sold. But from what I understand, it's going to be a loan move with an obligation to buy for Gashmus Boyland as well. So there you go. Gashmus Boyland is another one that we'll be moving on out. So it has actually been quite a busy day and will continue to be a busy day for United in this transfer window deadline day. We are moving on a few players. Garnacho got done a couple of days ago. We're still working on Malacia out as well, but Antony's out, Sancho's out, and we're working on Hojlund out, which basically means that, you know, we might have freed up enough money to go and buy someone else. Potentially, if we save the wages from all those players going out, and we've received a little bit in terms of transfer feedback as well from the likes of Betis and Chelsea. Surely we've got money to go and get a midfielder now, especially after cheaping out on Lammens. Rather than going to get Donnarumma or Martinez and spending the big bucks, we've gone and cheaped out on a really, really affordable Senne Lammens. His wages are dirt cheap and the overall fee's dirt cheap. So they've got money available for a midfielder, surely, here. Are we going to see that happen? We need it. We need to go and do something crazy here, like go and get a Belabor signing done. If you put the money on the table, maybe Brighton will change their mind. We know that they've said he's not for sale, but Belabor is exactly who we need. But if you actually put a 90 plus 10 offer on the table, something crazy like that, £100 million deal, just maybe they would think about it, especially seeing as the player has already agreed personal terms with United and wanted to leave. You know, he's still playing for them and they're still selecting him. But if you actually put the money down on the table, you just never know. So it's kind of possible still that United do a bit of business there. But more than likely, as we cheap out, we go for a different option. You know, you've mentioned Gallagher. Maybe we end up trying to get Wharton. Maybe we go for a Goumet. You know, I still think we've got to get a midfielder. Yeah, the cake says no midfielders incoming is a joke. We've got to get a midfielder in the next 4 hours. You know, otherwise we're going into the season with a very light-looking midfield. Casemiro's too old and immobile. Ugarte, let's face it, he's bang average. He has potential still, but it's fast dwindling. He's going to have to prove it in the next few months and this season. Otherwise, it's probably going to get sold next summer, because you can only do it to a poor standard so long at United without being found out and moved on. So Ugarte, you know, he has to seriously kick himself up the ball bag, but I don't think he's good enough, to be fair, from what I've seen. So I think we've got to get a new midfielder. Yes, Mainu, you know, looks like he's going to be staying. There is still some concern about maybe Mainu going out this transfer window on a loan capacity. We'll see. What about Mainu? Yeah, well, there's interest from teams for him, but at the moment, I personally don't believe he's going anywhere. From what I've heard from Amorim the other day, where he said that, they were working on the likes of Antony and Sancho and these guys, but not Mainu. Mainu is a player that Amorim wants to have around the squad, it seems. So I think he'll convince him to stay, and I think he'll get game time as well. That's the thing. I don't think Mainu really needs to go anywhere. There will be an injury at some point. I mean, we've already seen it with a couple of our players there getting injured anyway. So yeah, I mean, obviously Mount went off and was injured, therefore Mainu came on in the last game. There'll be lots of opportunities. We wouldn't want to be left lacking in that area. So from our perspective, we should definitely keep Mainu. Obviously, if the player really wants to go out on loan to get first-team opportunities, I understand it. But I think he'll get plenty of opportunities. He's just going to have to be playing somewhat of a squad role, but you'll still get lots of opportunities. The bomb squad has been diffused. Yeah, if Baleba happens now, 10 out of 10 transfer winner. If not, 6 out of 10. That's fair, but a Norwegian United fan. Let's give it a rating out of 10 so far then. For the transfer window, give us a rating out of 10. Let us know your thoughts. Have your say from this transfer window as of right now, with the news that we're expecting, which is Hojlund to Napoli loan, Antony to Betis, Sancho obviously has gone out, Rashford on loan to Barca, etc., etc. And the signings we've made. Sesko, number 9. Senne Lammens, goalie. Yeah, I have to agree. It's a 6 out of 10 at the moment, possibly a 5.5, because we've kind of gone for not the ideal of options. If we'd have gone for a player that has Premier League proven experience at striker and goalkeeper, I would have felt a lot better about it, but we are still taking some risks there. Sesko has Hojlund energy. Sesko has the potential to turn out like Rasmus Hojlund. I think he'll be better than him, he's got to be. But so far, it's not been a great start. And Sesko was a risk because he comes in with no experience in the Prem. He looks good, physically great, but no experience in the Prem. Same goes for Senne Lammens. So because of those guys, I'm a little bit concerned that they might flop to a degree, or maybe not long term, because they're both young. But certainly for now, there's going to be an adaptation period where they're going to have to get used to the Premier League, and they may make some errors and learn along the way, and we don't need people learning on the job. So for that reason, it's not a 10, and also we haven't done the best business with player outs and sales. Now it's looking like we're getting some stuff done, but it's mostly going to be loan deals and that kind of thing. We haven't really generated a huge amount of cash from player sales. I mean, Garnacho we got mugged off on, really. We should have got a lot more than 40 mil from Chelsea. That's one of the best transfer bits of business we've done, and that's a poor bit of business. So yeah, I don't think it's been a great window so far. It could change, though, if we do show a little bit of ambition in the next few hours and maybe go and get like a proper beastly, midfielder, somebody who really can give us something a bit different there, proper athleticism, who can get about, give us something different in that midfield. Gahey to Liverpool, I know it's going to be a great sign. Liverpool have had a ridiculous window because of the priority, 4 out of 10, 5, 7. Yeah, exactly, priorities, man. Goalie, experienced goalie, and an experienced midfielder would have been the order of the start of the transfer window. Instead, we've done it the wrong way round. Amadou Onana, well, definitely he's a lot better than Andre, in terms of Onana's. 4 out of 10 for me. No signing anyone now, not linked to any midfielders, another average window. Maybe Mount, you could be right. Let's hope for a surprise. But yeah, you might be right. Bruno will leave next year. Maynard will be boss. Yeah, that's another point, non-Alien. Sorry, I keep saying this as well. Yes, you're so right. Bruno Fernandes will leave in a year, and Casemiro will be gone as well, which means in a year's time there'll be many opportunities for Mainu. He just needs to earn his place in the team now. If he's good enough to take his opportunity when he gets them, then he will fight his way into the team now. 5.5, you revise your rating. 7, 2.1, 6.9, 6. Yeah, you want to give it more, but without a midfielder, it's difficult. Ugh. Right, okay, anyway, so I'm going to get into I'm going to go and have a look on X real quick. I can't stay on here too long, so obviously I've got to take Mr. P to the doctors, but then I will be back, and we'll be back on at 6 p.m. for another deadline day rundown show, which is just seeing out the last hour of the transfer window. So we'll definitely be back on at 6 p.m. But I'm just going to shout out everyone that's reposted us on X there. Thank you guys for doing that. And then I'll check X real quick, make sure we've not missed any bombers. We've had 9 reposts. Thank you for the legend sharing us around. Ashley Vote, John Boy Cat, Rudy, Kieran, Dave, the Butcher of Manchester, Ryan Neeson, Sanjay Ramatar, and Aaron. Thank you, legend, so much for sharing us around. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, let's get into the chat for a few minutes. Then I actually am going to have to wrap this video up because I've got to take Mrs. P to the doctors and then we'll be back on in a bit. So, yeah, but there's the latest news. You know, it's Lammens, obviously, is the one we've gone for. Martinez doesn't seem like we're going in for him right now. What's this about Ornstein? Oh, Romano and Ornstein have tweeted Mainu stays, no further midfielders incoming. Okay, yeah, but there still might be a surprise ultimately. I mean, yeah, that does not sound good. Just announced Gay signing. Gasharama, lad. Gayhe's a great signing. I would have definitely had him at United. You know, we're getting mugged off these days, man. Donnarumma to City's the one that really hurts me. I can't believe that we didn't even try. Why didn't we try? So we didn't want to be seen getting mugged off and losing the race to City. We'd have all understood if that happened. We'd have all understood if he'd chosen a Champions League side who's got aspiration to actually win the league potentially this year. They won't, but they could. You know, whereas us who finished 15th in no Europe, you would have understood. But we should have at least tried to turn his head and get him to sign for us. That would have been a sick signing. But as it is, we've gone and got a Belgian farmer in goal. And I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at all. Get in there, Matthew Smith. Thank you so much, you legend. Belaber in January. Well, he's definitely going to be looked at for the future, isn't he? He's definitely a great talent and sort of what we need. Shame, but if Kobe wants away, then let him go. Do you think Ekitike and Isaac will work? For me, it's like Alvarez and Haaland. One will leave. It's bizarre, isn't it, King Boomy? I don't know why they've gone and got both. To be fair, Ekitike looks great for them. Isaac, I guess it could cause some issues. I mean, there's definitely going to be less opportunities available for people like Ekitike now. Or Isaac, depending on who's actually in form and playing. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But they've got depth there. Mrs. P, all right, Pig, I know she's in already. Yeah, no, she's got a bit of flu and stuff. I think she's getting the start of a chest infection. That's why we're going to the doctors, see if she can get some antibiotics if she needs it for a chest infection. She's getting a chest infection, mate. She's got a nasty hacking cough and, you know, not good. So, yeah, we're just going to try and get her some antibiotics, lad, from the docs. There's a bomber for you. Next window, sell Bruno, buy Belaber, sack Amarin, get Glasner. Glasner brings in Wharton, Glasner's contract. I mean, Glasner's doing bits, to be fair, lad. Fabrizio doing a deadline day live. Nice shake, Hattie. That's awesome, lad. He usually does, doesn't he? 35 mil for Gayhe. It's a good day so far. Only 7K away from 100,000, the big milestone where he really starts getting paid. So invite your friends. Thank you, Flowers. Yeah, thank you, Flowers. Yes, do give us a subscribe. If you're new, hit the subscribe, smash the likes. Every little helps. Legends. Donnarumma's another PSG outcast like Ugarte. There's a reason they're letting him go. I don't know. It's because they didn't want to pay him any more than 200K a week, it seems. I don't understand the Donnarumma hate. He might be a bit of a mercenary in the sense that he wants to get paid like the best keeper in the world, because he is. Would you not want to get paid handsomely if you're the best at something? You know, and the market is what it is. It's not like he was asking for anything outlandish. I kind of just feel like they weren't prepared to pay him what he was worth. And City are prepared to pay him what he was worth. You know, Newcastle already signed a great replacement for Isaac. Yeah, so Isaac, they've got obviously Nicholas Voltamedi and also Visser now as well. So I think they've done quite well there. They've done quite well there, really, Newcastle. I know they paid a lot for Visser, though, a lot more than what I thought he was going to go for. I think it's 55 million for Visser to Newcastle in the end. That is a lot more than I thought it would end up being, because he only had a year left on his contract. And he's like 29, but it's a little bit more than what they should have paid. But it's not crazy. I mean, he's Premier League proven, so they should know what they're getting. You've been down with a chest infection. Oh, nightmare, not alien. I hope you're getting well soon. No, hey, you don't shout out other channels on here. I mean, it's all right for him to say Fab's Fab streaming. Fair enough, though. I mean, yeah, thank you for backing me up, though. If you were shouting out any other, like, United channels, I'd be pissed off. But, you know, everyone knows Fab, so, yeah. Nice one, Attinger. Appreciate you. Especially United deadline day transfer window's been affected. Poor Mrs. P. Yeah, I know. She was fine until she heard the Lammens news over Martinez. Oh, Dave Watkins, sorry to hear that, mate. Sorry for your loss, you legend. Is Slabby Maguire United legend? In a way, have Brentford done a good business, haven't they? They got a lot of money for Mbeumo, a lot of money for Visser. Brentford have done some good business. Lammens seems like he's got a great De Gea style. Well, I hope so, Dunkyo. That's it. Next De Gea would be awesome. But you know what would not be awesome? Having somebody have to adapt like De Gea did when he first came into the Prem, and it took a couple of years for him to do so. Visser, 55 million I think he's gone for. I would have valued him about 40 million really, but 55 million is what he's gone for. Crazy that Garnacho went for 40 million when someone like Visser, who's 29, is going for 55 million. We did get bent over raw by Chelsea in this window, guys, just so you know. Anyway, I've got to wrap this stream up, guys, because we're going to be, I've got to go take Mrs. B, and we're going to be back on here shortly. So I am going to wrap the stream up there. But thank you so much, everyone, for getting in the stream here. We're back at 6 p.m., guys, 6 p.m. The transfer window shuts at 7. We'll be back on 6 p.m. for the last hour of the transfer window, just to see on the off chance if United do sign anyone. There is some midfielder links. The Mustard says still as an outside possibility. Yeah, someone like Stiller or a Goumet or even a loan deal or something, just a surprise, just something random, Conor Gallagher on loan or something somebody mentioned in the chat. Just they could be, you never know, there could be something. So that's what we're all hoping for. We're desperate for a midfielder, and we absolutely need one. Thank you so much for getting in. Come back after, get your thoughts and opinions in. Would you have preferred Lammens or Martinez? Have your say. Good riddance to bad news in Jadon Sancho and Antony to Betis. Let's go. Come back afterwards, get your thoughts in, and I'll see you a bit later on. We'll be back on at 6 o'clock, guys. So, yeah, not long to wait. And the window shuts at 7, so we'll have all the news for you for the last hour of the window. Let's go. Nice one, the Mustard, Bizarre Pudding, TK, Gregory, Nomad Joe, Dave Watkins, Luke CX, Billy, James Butcher, Baker. 70 million Jackson to Bayern. 72 million. Wait, what? Wait, hang on. 72 million Jackson to Bayern. Let's have a look at this. Where you get? Nicholas Jackson to join Bayern on loan with obligation. Total package is 70 million. Goodness me, surely it's not an obligation, right? 70 million for Jackson, that is an absolute piss take. Mate, Chelsea, you know what? We are such mugs. Chelsea have got 70 million, or they could get 70 million for Jackson, and we can't even get 45 million or 50 million for Garnacho. 21-year-old prospect there who was a big player for us, worth double a year ago. What a set of melters we really are. Can you believe that? Fair play. That I know it's a loan with an obligation, yeah. So that means they will get the money, right, Gavs, unless they decide not to, to exercise it and maybe have to pay some sort of a penalty like we saw with Sancho at Chelsea. But, it does seem like that's an obligation, which means they will get the money next season. Crazy money, man. And an 11 million loan fee. It's crazy, Gavs. It's fair play to Chelsea. They've mugged everyone off. They've mugged Bayern off there. They've mugged me off and you off and all of Manchester United off as well, by being able to generate that sort of cash for Jackson and only spend 40 million on Garnacho. Fucking hell, we've been mugged, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's going to be the end of the stream. Hey, nice one, Gungshi. You have a great day, Gungers. Big ups to all the mod squad, like the Mustard, Gungshi, Chris Koo, the Cake Cadet, Daz Solf, and Mikhail Kramer getting in raw today as well. And everyone else as well who's been in here. Thank you to all the members. Aaron, Bizarre Pudding, James, Red Savina, Cake Cadet, Superstar, Dunkyo. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Come back after, have your say. That's crazy money. Anyway, that's it from me. We'll be back at 6 p.m. See you then. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com. So check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.